thank you, and thank you. Thank you for being here, everyone. I truly appreciate it. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being here. Dun, 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 dun. Thank you for being here. Come on in, come on in, come on in. All right, I'm gonna do this. Everybody, how was your weekend? Happy Monday. I'm going to say dun, 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 what I'm doing. Hi guys, welcome to my platform. This is going to be a message for the collective. Collective, my messages are timeless, so when you see them is when you're meant to hear them. Please don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. Also, please don't forget to hit the post notification bell so you can get alerts when my videos are posted. If you're new to my platform, welcome. Please hit that subscription button. It would totally mean the world to me. So I want to say thank you, everyone. Come on in. Let's see. Hello, hello, and hello. So I got some stuff that I am. It's like a brain boggler, but I'm also getting very, very much It's the lies for me. Like it keeps being more and more stuff that keeps getting shown. And I don't know about y'all, but it's getting a little bit weird because um I've been looking at timelines, right, of some things and it's just not adding up. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I've been looking at, and this may be, you know, nothing to anybody, but it's also something because what why I'm thinking that it's weird is that all right, good, cleared that out. um mm, 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 mm. All right, got that together. All right, so let me tell y'all what I've been seeing, and forgive me because let me do the prayer first while I'm over here playing. We're gonna do Surah Al-Fatiha. It's a day, okay? So we still on the numbers. If you haven't seen the videos from yesterday, I came and I was telling y'all about 432 frequency, right? Mind you, music used to be in this frequency. Um, they changed the frequency into something else. Then 432 keeps coming up because it's like 9. It's a numerology. It is the ending and the beginning. So it would give reset energy anyway. Surah Al-Fatiha is what we're going to do first. And in the name of Allah, the most compassionate, most merciful, all praises for Allah, Lord of all worlds, the most compassionate, most merciful, Master of the Day of Judgment. You alone we worship, and you alone we ask for help. Guide us along the straight path, the path of those you have blessed, and not those you are displeased with or who are astray. Then we're going to do Psalms 91. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust. Surely He will save you from the fowler's snare and from the deadly pestilence. He will cover you with His feathers, and under His wings you will find refuge. His faithfulness will be your shield and rapport. You will not fear the terror of the night, nor the arrow that flies by day, nor the pestilence that stalks in the darkness, nor the plague that destroys at midday. 1,000 may fall at your side, 10,000 at your right hand, but it will not come near you. You will only observe with your eyes and see the punishment of the wicked. If you say the Lord is my refuge and you make the Most High your dwelling, no harm will overtake you, no disaster will come near your tent. For he will command his angels concerning you to guard you in all your ways. They will lift you up in your hands so that you will not strike your foot against a stone. You will tread on the lion and the cobra. You will trample the great lion and the serpent. Because he loves me, says the Lord, I will rescue him. I will protect him, for he acknowledges my name. He will call on me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him with long life. I will satisfy him and show him salvation. I mean, all right. So this is what's happening. I'm going to change. Y'all, what we about to talk about is a timeline. And I don't know about y'all, but it's starting to really get on my nerves. All right. And this is the reason why. We got a certain group of people, and mind you, the certain group of people still come from the same people. That's the thing. So the white people only been here 7,000 to 8,000 years, but they still come from the same group of people, right? It was a place that they lived in, this, then, and third. And even with the places, it keeps being the same group of people that did whatever. This is the part that I'm not, it's not linking to me about, right? Um, and I'm gonna tell you what the title is. Because if y'all can figure this shit out, then, somebody do with this information what you will. And please enlighten me, because everything they've been telling us has been a fucking lie. And it's sad because, again, the thing that I keep saying, the United Nations and the World Court and all these other people, the greatest crime against humanity, period, is erasing of history. That's the biggest. Because let me see what I want to put this. Yes, before everything. How about that? Because what they gave us is like the family reunion, right, from the Bible. Mind you, the Bible, and everybody please Google, because this is what I need y'all to do. Let's all Google, right, for Pete's sake. And when you Google, what you're going to realize is that that's 8,000 years old. I think somewhere around there, roughly. I'm gonna go back to my thing because I gotta make the make the title. And that's what I was looking at. And the part that keeps disturbing me and bothering me is I'm wondering how the people became so hateful and nasty, right? Just downright dirty. And so then there's a guy, and I'll look up his name and everything. It's a white guy. I don't know what he is, if he's a pastor or something. But this man, he may be an imam, I don't know. The point of it is he's basically saying that the Americas is the worst empire that they have created so far. Mind you, I already told y'all this is the Game of Thrones. Whether or not nobody realizes it or not, this is the real live Game of Thrones. People conquer lands, people take over lands, people do this, that, and the third. So from the biblical story that was given, it starts with, Adam and Eve, but then it goes to Rebecca, right? Because Rebecca, it says, two nations will be in her womb. But that don't even seem like it's the beginning, because, or it could be based off of what they said, and this is what kind of trips everybody's mind up, that we know people was here from a long, long time ago, ancient Kemet, right? And then it goes into these stories that they start giving, mind you, which seem like a prophecy that's playing out right now. And so, let me see. All right, we're going to do before everything, the Earth's first people and how we got here, okay? So that's the title. We're going to put that and we're going to move it along because the title's always right. All right, now everybody going to have to pull out your thinking caps and pull out Google, because I don't know. I'm just going to run y'all the timeline as they have it. And then y'all can figure it out from there along with me, okay? So up here, at the very, very beginning, we're going to start asking some questions, and y'all tell me what questions to ask if it's something that, you're interested in. So I said, where in the Bible Oh, hold on, that's a whole nother thing because we was talking about something about Jesus. They get ready to lie, okay? So just so y'all know, they get ready to lie and tell y'all something about Jesus. It ain't true. Know that. So I said, how long ago was Jesus here? Y'all, Jesus was here about 2,000 years ago. Okay, so if Jesus was here about 2,000 years ago, um, we also know that the light skinned blacks, the white people, the light skinned blacks is what I'm calling y'all from here on out. Y'all only been here 7,000 to 8,000 years, right? So Jesus is here around 2,000 years. And of course, my pen don't want to work, but I got a whole pack of them, so don't even worry about it. And this is the mind fuckery because I told y'all it's the same exact thing that happens with the maps. Y'all, the map ain't that big, but the way they draw it and the way they make it seem like it's super duper large. It's like this. Y'all can all fit right here. Go look at it yourself. And then also the way they put it, they're gonna push it out to where it's gonna be bigger than the screen, make it fit in the screen, or just scroll over and you're gonna see the same places right here over here. So they'll act like you gotta go way the heck over here to go to a place when all you gotta do is go this way. But they don't want to go this way because it's gonna be a shorter distance. And it's gonna make everybody know that, the trickery of the mind. It's the greatest illusion that has been played. Illusion and delusion. Okay. So if we got Jesus here, 2,000 years ago, and this is from 2026, so that's what I'm gonna have to put from the year 2026. All right. Mind you, it's about covenant with God. So just so everybody know, we still talking about God and whatever happened in these years, these spans. So it says birth of Jesus usually is estimated between 4 and 6 BC, because of the calendar that we use today is slightly off. The calendar is off, which is also why everything feels the way it feels. Mind y'all don't even realize the time or lack thereof is playing a bigger trick on us than we even all know, right? So it says, so from today, 2026, Jesus' death was about 1,990 to 1,996 years ago. His birth was about 2030. His birth was about 2030 years ago. Mind you, let's just remember that the light skinned blacks, aka the white people, ain't been here no longer than 7,000 to 8,000 years. Mind you, the black people have been here 200 to 400,000 years. But mind you, there's getting ready to be a discrepancy even in the black. Because whatever the hell these people are doing to the mind fuckery, God get them. Because this shit is out of control. So then it goes into why the dates aren't exact. The Bible doesn't give exact calendar years. Scholars estimate based on Roman, and this is who done it, Roman historical records like Pontius Pilate rules, King Herod's death around 4 BC, astronomical and census references in the Gospels. Now, y'all pay very close attention because y'all are not getting and grasping the fact that we got hundreds of thousands of years that are missing, that they keep wanting to now tell us about. But something ain't right. Why? Because I just gave y'all a whole yesterday distinction between why it was that some kings and some rulers, it was 28,000 years that somebody ruled on this earth. Then it was 18,000 years that somebody ruled on this earth. Then it was whatever all the timelines is, I can go back and show you. But then Gilgamesh. These niggas is looking for Gilgamesh person right now. Mind you, these don't seem so long ago if you don't think it's so long ago. Because 2,000 years ago ain't that long ago. It's like saying 1993 was probably yesterday, but in 1993. So then I said, from Adam to Jesus, mind you, because Adam and Eve is the beginning that they gave us in the Bible, or that they gave us as the story. So from Adam to Jesus, how many years were there? So it's as there isn't no exact agreed upon numbers because it depends on how you calculate the genealogies in the Bible and which historical timeline you use. But here's the main way to understand it. So traditionally, biblical chronological, based on genealogies in the Old Testament, Genesis 1 Chronicles, and later calculations like Archbishop Usher's timeline, Adam to Jesus is about 4,000 years. Y'all, this is still along the same timeline that the light skinned blacks showed up. Mind you, these are the same family members because it's still related. Unless these niggas is basically just claiming that they came from a different planet and they ain't started saying that yet, then that mean that they just the light skinned blacks. Mind you, it's only been 4,000 years since that Bible started, that they was working on it. Mind you, people lived on this planet for 200 to 400,000 years before that. So now it says from Adam to Jesus. Mind you, this is the amount of corruption that has taken place. This is the reason why this man is saying that the America's empire is the worst one so far. Because this wasn't called America, but the people that came in to conquer it called it America. But mind you, this is what they gave us. So we're going to work with what they gave us. So it says, this is why biblical timelines say that creation, Adam, is about 4,000 BC, because even in the Bible it says creation 4,000 BC, but that's not creation. How is that creation if it was already created? That means that even during the time of the Bible, even when the earth got destroyed, it was already people here. The Bible came already after people being here. Like, are y'all not getting it? So Adam to Jesus is about 4,000 years. This is why the older Bible timeline says creation is about 4,000 BC. So this is what's messing with me. Because if we've been here 200 to 400,000 years, and then y'all only created a story, so that would mean, okay, from 200 to 4,000 years, I'll go 300,000. So if we hear 300,000 years, and now this shit didn't take place until at the end of, it would have came along later in the process. Is y'all not getting what I'm saying? It's not making sense. It's not adding up. It's almost like somebody just decided to say, I'm gonna give y'all a history and y'all deal with it. Mind you, not even only to mention that the Bible is playing out prophecy right now. So then it says roughly 4,000 years total. Biblical genealogy methods, literal lineage counting. If you add up ages listed in the Bible, Genesis 5, Adam to Noah, Genesis 11, Noah to Abraham, plus times of Israel, kings, etc., you roughly get 3,500 to 4,500, depending upon the gaps. And it's and hold on, and its interpretations. It's not given 200,000 to 400,000. Meanwhile, we had better stuff back then. If you look at the timelines, if you look at the buildings, we had better stuff back then. So now I'm gonna have to say that even in the history, so even if it was, they gave us the story of mankind and humankind after the fact, because again, if these people ain't been nowhere around here other than 7,000, 8,000, and it's been 300,000, that means it would have had to came at the, it would have came at the, because it says 200 to 400, so like I said, I'm gonna give 300. It would have came at the end of 2009, 90. So for 2090, and that's only giving it a minimum between the 200,000 and 400,000. It's a whole history and timeline that is missing from that time to this time. But mind you, it's stuff that says this happened before this. And then we get to Gilgamesh when the time starts to change. So that would mean that that would have actually had to been right. All right. So then it says traditional biblical timeline 4,000 years. Range based on genealogies 3,500 to 4,500. Modern historical view not precisely measured. Y'all, we ain't been actually using our thinking caps at all, period. Literally, even through school, even through the timelines. It's just like people gave us some stuff and we just didn't even think about it. Mind you, historically, everybody that's been talking about they scholars and this, that, and the third, y'all not so scholarly, or y'all have been a part of the biggest lie ever told, because it's not making sense and it's not adding up. Then it says when people estimate Adam to Jesus is 4,000 years, that's about a sequence of ancient Middle Eastern stories and lineages, not the appearance of any modern racial group. So then let me tell you, because literally what it's trying to do is also distinguish between, and this is how fucked up these people are, because they're also trying to distinguish between black people and the indigenous people that was already here, which they're saying are darker colored skin. So then I decided to say, well, what the hell is the difference between black and darker colored skin? Because it's melanated. Let me tell you why. It says, and we're gonna go into it. It says what actually came first historically. Archaeology shows that early humans originated in Africa. Darker colored skin, right? Ancient civilization, it would be black people, right? Yeah, that's what it would be. But y'all system is doing a thing. Ancient civilizations developed in Africa and the Near East first. Population groups later spread and diversified over thousands of years. So it wouldn't be accurate to say white people showed up and then the story started. The biblical stories emerged from ancient Middle Eastern cultures long before modern racial identities existed. So the light skinned blacks, again, the white people, doing a thing. So, bottom line, the Bible's timeline is about ancient human history in the Near East. It is what connected the modern racial categories, white people as a racial identity, which is now here we get white people and black people. It's much more recent history, because not to mention that the Bible came, but people was living their lives before that. Before the book came along to now tell y'all what the hell to believe and what the hell to listen to. But mind you, then people started taking stuff out. But mind you, this ain't that old. You thinking if somebody was on Earth 200 to 400,000 years ago, and then this got created 10,000 years ago, if that, that's not that long ago. It's like a 10-year difference from a 290-year difference. 1,000, but don't forget the thousands. Like, something ain't adding up, and it ain't right. Mind y'all, I'm gonna just also preference this with I love life. Okay, I love being here, and I want to see many more places. So don't let nobody tell nobody ever in life that, oh, she did this because it was, I ain't got no mental health problems. I'm actually very peaceful, and I'm staying the fuck away from people for this reason. Because when people start telling y'all stuff and it's starting to, unravel, all of a sudden they'll start saying, oh, this happened to the person because no, no. I got a whole list of places that I wish to go and see. I got a whole nigga that I want to love on. Okay? Not now, but later. In life. And any other fun shit that comes along with that. So we're going to have to start using our thinking caps because something ain't right. Something ain't right in the mix, and it ain't coming up like it should. Because the numbers are off. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't lie. Excuse me. And they can't give you some bullshit, especially when they keep digging up and unearthing stuff that is way, way older than even this civilization being here. It's not adding up. So then I said, what story? Because what story are you actually referring to? If white people only been here on Earth about 7,000 to 8,000 years, then it's exactly what I said. The story of Eden in the Bible started from them black people been here for 200,000 to 400,000 years before they got here. So it says that conclusion is mixing a few different ideas that don't exactly line up with what history, genetics, or biblical texts say. Because let me tell you what they're trying to do. Modern science shows all humans are a common origin in Africa hundreds of thousands of years ago, meaning they was melanated people hundreds of thousands of years ago. Early humans were not divided into modern racial categories like black or white. So you could have been a little bit light skinned or a little bit of, tan or brown or da 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 da, but there was no racial nothing. That's new. Racial profiling is new. Within the last 100 years. Because thousands of years it didn't exist. So then it says, skin color gradually adapted over time as populations moved into different environments, sunlight levels, latitude, etc. You know, this is when the people be like, oh, they went to the mountains of the Caucasus, that shit. So again, all just it be jokes mixed into, lies mixed into truth. So it says it's not that one group arrived later and started stories, it's the human population spread and evolved over a very long time. But for 200 to 400,000 of years, 400,000 years, everything was the same. Like there was no distinguishing in this person is this. So what happened? The story of Genesis, like Eden, Adam, Noah, are in symbolic or ancient narrative form, rooted in the ancient Near East Mesopotamia region, focused on theology, humanity, morality, relationship with God. The Bible never says white people started these stories or ties creation to modern racial group. What those categories didn't exist within the text that was written. Okay, so about the 8,000 years claim, the timeline usually comes from young earth interpretations, is what it says, of biblical genealogies. But mind you, the Bible ain't that old. But most historians and science do not support that timeline. Human civilizations and migration patterns are far older. Written history itself goes back at least 5,000 years, and humans' existence far earlier. 5,000 years ain't that long ago. 5,000 years is still in this range for this white people showing up, the lighter colored blacks people, or it's something that's foreign and alien to this earth. So take it how it resonates. Either way, 5,000 years ago ain't that long, but people been here for 200 to 400,000 years and everything was fine up until it wasn't. So then it says, um, if we're talking scientifically, earlier Homo sapiens in Africa are the ancestors of all modern humans, because that's that shit they want to be saying, like black people evolved from monkeys and this, that, and the third, some bullshit, and not one separate race before another. Not one separate race before another. Because we talking to chat, and chat still want to do this shit because whoever's programming it is also probably white. Everyone alive today ultimately shares those same ancient ancestors. Oh, do we? Because it say that, but y'all keep trying to act like y'all ain't got African DNA. So that means it ain't no such thing as no pure white nothing. You're just a light-skinned black or a light-skinned brown. Because they doing this thing where they trying to distinguish. So, and it don't make sense. It's basically melanin. So it says it's not black people first, because they never ever want to put black people first. But mind you, black people were first. Melanated people were first. 200,000 to 400,000 years ago. Then white people later. But it's true. Even though chat over here trying to lie and tell me that it's not. But one human population branching and adapting over time still stems from black. Bottom line, humans originated in Africa. Black, brown, whatever you want to call it, and spread globally over hundreds of thousands of years. Hundreds of thousands of years. And everybody got along until somehow within the 10,000 year range. What happened? That's what it would make me think. Because for hundreds of thousands of years, people got along. Even if, you may have had an alt or whatever with your brother or dispute, and don't put the Bible in it because it didn't exist. There was no Bible because the Bible came later. So hundreds of thousand years, people were fine up until people started writing shit and lying, or not yet lying. Anyway, so humans originated from Africa and spread globally over hundreds of thousands of years. Modern racial categories are recent social constructs, not ancient divisions, because it didn't exist for hundreds of thousands of years. 2 to 4. The Bible early stories are religious, theological narratives, not racial origin stories. So then it says, I said early humans were black, so stop lying. Because if you're saying that they didn't come later, but this is where it wasn't lying, because this is what they program it into the system. So it says you're right on key biological points. The earliest Homo sapiens evolved in Africa, and the first population would have had darker skin pigment. Good morning, Abby. Welcome. Thank you for being here. Wealthy risings. So darker skin pigment compared to many populations today. So they were heavily melanated, 200 to 400,000 years. There was no problems on the earth until only 10,000 years ago. 200 to 400,000. So even if we put it in the 300,000 range, that would be 290,000 years that everything was fine, and then 10,000 years it wasn't. What happened? Even if you arguing with your family, right? Because everybody was here on the earth. Even if we had a dispute, what the hell could disrupt 290,000 years, or 390,000 years, or 200 or 190,000 years? What the hell could disrupt community and life like that within for 10,000 years? It's not making sense. Something ain't right. So it says early humans were black. Partially true, but imprecise. Early Homo sapiens lived in Africa 200 to 300 years ago. So what you saying? Because black came later. That's the reason. That's what it's trying to distinguish against. That black is a color, not a race. Okay, so in high UV environments, darker skin is strongly favored for protection. So yes, the earliest humans were likely dark-skinned Africans that was already here 200 to 300,000 years to 400,000 years. So yes, the earliest humans were likely dark-skinned Africans. And mind you, I'm not even arguing with y'all about the race, the color, or nothing. What I'm trying to get y'all to understand is 10,000 years, within the past 10,000 years, something in this system showed up to disrupt humanity, mankind. What was it? Because we can argue if it's black or white or anything else, but it don't make sense. It's not making sense that people lived on this earth, no nothing being told, no destruction or nothing coming along until Adam and Eve. And then all of a sudden, man and woman couldn't live together. But mind you, man and woman lived together on this earth the whole entire time, had babies, was productive, bigger buildings, like a whole lot of stuff. So something happened. So I'm literally talking to my aunt the other day, and I told her I'm noticing that the Bible got a whole lot of gay in it. Like even for like them to always want to go against, homosexuality. The stories of Sodom and Gomorrah are homosexuality. The stories of the Levite, when he went to go visit the Benjamites, is homosexuality. And I ain't saying that that's the thing, but I'm noticing something is off even in the biblical text. It's gay. Don't got nothing, other than that at this moment, but something happened 10,000 years ago that basically threw a monkey wrench in this system. She said it really is for, yes, it really is. And again, I ain't got nothing to say about it. So to most people, it would say like that's normal, but then it's immorality. Because if we notice that God started destroying things a lot faster, that means we got to be the problem. We got to be the drama. We got to be the bullshit, because literally in the Bible, like the text is saying that, God created us, we the image, but also many worlds, something's not adding up. Ain't no way you gonna tell me that it's text stating that this person ruled for this amount of time, 28,000 years, 18,000 years, and then it's still stuff crossing over into this timeline. It ain't right. And so here we go. Skin color, it goes, they were not black in modern social racial category sense. These categories didn't exist yet. So white and black didn't exist back then. It was everybody was melanated because everybody came from the same place, right? So it says all humans today share the same origin, population in Africa, population in Africa. Later migrated outward 60,000 to 70,000 years ago in major waves. So mind you, the fact that they even left and went anywhere, which is also telling me this technically got to be Africa. Like it has to be one spot. And it's like the thing that I kept saying, like, could this have been just the garden itself? The world will never know. Why? Because history is basically jacked up. Because if this was the garden itself, and that means that everybody started going to this place and this place and this place, because it didn't exist. Nothing existed outside of everybody getting along for 190,000 years if it was 200,000 years, 290,000 years if it was 300,000 years, or 390,000 years if it was 400,000 years. So something ain't right, because it's a big jump from this part to this part, and this part being corrupted heavily because everybody lived. It said they didn't spread out till 60 or 70,000 years ago. Mind you, the color shit only been 10,000 years. Do you see what I'm saying? So something is off. Something ain't right in the mix. So later migrated outward 60 to 70,000 years ago in major waves. Why? Because is that when they got kicked out of the garden? Is that why they couldn't be wherever it was? Or is that when certain things started to shift and happen on this planet? Because people lived on this planet for a very long time with no beef, no problems, no color, no barriers, no nothing. We had better civilization and better stuff. And then something took place. So, develop different skin tones over time due to environment. Came from the same place. So the light skinned blacks is the white people, but you're still a light skinned black. Then they started with the tribes and things of that nature. But meanwhile, that also explains why it would have been looking like there would have been other people on Earth, because there would have been people on Earth 200, 400,000 years living here. And the Bible's only, let's see, because I asked, how old is the Bible? And y'all look it up. Go ask how old is the Bible? Let's go to Google. Because it's not making sense. All right, Google. Something it's just not adding up. The timeline ain't adding up. How old? How old is the Bible? Now it says, this is Google, so go Google. Google says the Bible is a collection of texts written over a span of roughly 1,500 years, with the oldest parts, such as the book of Job or Genesis, originating over 3,400 years ago, 1,400 to 1,500 BC, and the last books of the New Testament completed around 1,900 years ago. That's not that long ago. For 200,000 years or 400,000 years of people living here on earth. That's like yesterday in the blink of God's eye and God's time. That's like yesterday should be to y'all, because if you already been here living for 200 to 400,000 years, why is the Bible only, and she said it the same, earliest text date back to 1400 to 1200. Mind you, they saying Jesus' time is 2,000 years ago. That's not that long ago, based off of 200,000 or 400,000 years ago. What happened before that? It's the same scenario as I keep telling y'all. These people want to talk to us about a certain point in time. Like, they start here. So they started at the Bible. The Bible ain't even 10,000 years old. Guess who gave you the Bible? Mind you, I ain't even saying nothing about the Bible, because the Bible is a prophecy playing out to this day. Right here, right now. But the Bible ain't that old. Y'all been here 200 to 400,000 years. So ain't nobody thinking, because clearly we all just been in delusional in la la land, because nobody ever thought to even look and find out, okay, so if we've been here how long, this long, and then the Bible instantly miraculously gets, put here because it's a prophecy of the things, and now for some reason corruption and chaos has been broken out since in the last 10,000 years. But before y'all was given any text or anything else, y'all was perfectly fine. And they'll say, oh, people wasn't here, but people was actually here. So let me see if I can find this. Let's see what these people said. So what was I wanting to look up? It's a boy. He's doing this person. We went through over 100,000 manuscripts and books that go back further than 3,000 BCE. And right, he went and looked at books that go back further than the Bible, and he's doing a chronological. He's putting them in compiling them into an encyclopedia. Over 100,000. We went through over 100,000 manuscripts and books that go back further than 3,000 BCE. And right now I'm compiling them into encyclopedias, so that way we won't always have this forgotten knowledge. And I actually mapped it out. That's what you're looking at. This is a brain. I'm afraid to click it because it might crash my computer, because this is just so much. But if you saw my story, you would know that the middle is demonology. And all of these clusters out here, that's all religion. That's all noise. So I guess the truth is stranger than fiction. But stay tuned. I got so much more to give you guys. This is our religion outside of it. Manuscripts and books that go back that ain't even in here for all the things that was even given. All stuff before that showed up. So that way we, y'all, and like I said, it don't take much to even put on your own thinking cap, because if we've been here, people have been on earth for 200 to 400,000 years, and only in the past 10,000 years have you been given the Bible. Mind you, it's right there. Like, literally, go and look at the Bible. It starts at 4,000 4,000. I think it's 4,004 is what it has, but maybe 4,000. So what was existing before everything else? And then here we are, just good, will listen anything. No, demonology is in the middle. Demonology is the actual, like, there's stuff that's there that is older, that is telling you about spirits and things of that nature that's already been here. He said the religion outside of that is noise. That's the problem right there. Yes, the religion is noise. It is focused on this, but meanwhile, ain't nobody put their thinking cap on. Everybody just thinking that we started at the beginning of the book of Adam and Eve. Y'all, Earth was already existing before the book of Adam and Eve came. People were already here. The Bible ain't that old. The stories in it, the people, Jesus existed 2,000 years ago. The Bible came along 3,000 years ago. It says the Old Testament, the earliest components written in Hebrew and Aramaic are estimated to be over 3,000 years old. Jesus came 2,000 years ago. So, I know that may be a little bit, damaging on your brain, but see it for what it is. It's basically telling you that for all this long time, people were fine. And then all of a sudden, this came along. Now we are in chaos and corruption. God already warned us. That's why you was even given the books. Mind you, because it's telling you also why certain things would fail. Meanwhile, it's a lot of corruption even as that even existed. So then we go over here because, the light-skinned blacks always want to, create whatever it is they're creating, havoc and terror. Um People did not exist or notice differences before race was invented. They invented race, and then race got invented, and then we got problems. And then this is the other part. It's just sad because once you start to see things, you can't go back from it. Once you see it, you can't unsee it. Because if you go back to evolution and how we evolved and the amount of time we've been here, but for some reason, me, myself, even included, it's almost like when they was talking about humans and human beings or the things that they taught us in school, mind you, I also told y'all about that. The powers that be or the people that thought they was in control basically decided to send your kids to a school to program them. Mind you, their kids don't go to those schools. Their kids go to private schools to learn the truth about human existence. People were here already. Everything was fine up until something happened. Race got invented. Race was created. And then people started being black and white and green and brown and this and that and the third. And now it's chaos, confusion, arguments, this, that, and the third. So humans existed, differences were not noticed, but the modern system of racial classification did not exist yet. So humans have always been diverse, race as a structured system, but early societies organized identity in different ways. So race as a structured system is recent as the last 300 to 400 years. Mind you, it's a man talking. This one right here said that the American empire is going to go down as the worst empire that's ever existed. Why? Because it ain't been here that long. This is the people that are talking about race. Did I save this dude? Let me see. Female domination. Hey. Let me see. Did I save him? It's a guy. But has the world seen this yet? They haven't. Yo. They're asking why a general disappears. Why there's a page in the congressional record. Wait until white 2003. Yo. The world is being ravaged by a handful of tyrants. All right, I don't think I saved him, so he might be not be on my thing. But anyway, he's not wrong because race is even more recent than anything else. This is the reason why, if you look at documentaries with the Indians and the indigenous, I don't want to call them Indians, the indigenous people, they kept saying that everybody lived side by side and they got along, and then all of a sudden these people come with their talking papers, didn't speak the same language, none of that, and this is how certain things got corrupted. Because I kept saying, how would these people have gotten their system so embedded in such a short period of time? So I had a question, right? How did white people show up in society? Because, we know that it happened because of climate and things of that nature. But this is the thing where it starts to talk about the original. So, origins of modern humans. Modern humans, Homo sapiens, originated from Africa. More specifically, the earliest known Homo sapiens fossils are in East Africa. Regions, often highlighted or included Ethiopia, Kenya, Tanzania. So these are the parts of what science called the East African Rift Valley, a major zone of early human evolution, which is also the reason why the Ethiopian Bible, even if they're telling a story. That's why I said we have to make sure that we're paying attention to what they say and not to what this Bible says, because the Ethiopian Bible has more canons, more text, and it wasn't corrupted the way this Bible was corrupted by later people coming along with the race narrative. And this is why when you hear them Jewish people talking about religion, talking about race, any Jewish person talking about race ain't real. You can't be. Because if you already knew from your covenant from beforehand, everybody was basically the same, and then y'all people coming along talking about God allowed you to do this, that, no, we didn't. No, no, it was not allowed. It is definitely forbade. And if you can't read, I can. And so when you're talking about race and things of that nature, you definitely are out of covenant, because ain't no way. Mind you, all y'all came from the same location and the same people. That also means to me that you don't habla inglés, or however you speak whatever language you speak, Hebrew, Aramaic, dogma, I don't care. Whatever it is you speak, you obviously don't understand it. Because if you did, and y'all are over here with this, that means that y'all already know same people, same connection, same. Y'all just nastier in the system than we could ever be. And God get them. So timeline, 300,000 years ago, earliest people appear in Africa. 600 to 7 no, not 600, 60 to 70,000 years ago, something happened and the people started migrating. And over time, humans spread into Europe, Asia, Australia, and Americas. But it wasn't even the Americas, because this is how we know who's talking. We don't even know if Europe was called Europe. Asia could have been Asia, because it says Asia and then Asia Minor. But we don't know if some of these places is even listed. It wasn't even talked about during that time. So again, the biggest crime to humanity is the erasing of the history. God get them. Slavery, erasing of the history, elitism. God get them. Because or whatever is happening, like literally get them, and get them quickly. What I say, expeditiously, because this ain't making sense. That in 10,000 years, y'all really fucked this system up so bad to the tune of like Mother Nature is suffering. But mind you, 200 to 400,000 years, Mother Nature was prospering. And then in 10,000 years, y'all fucked it all up. God get them, please and thank you. So, I asked, let me see, where we at? I asked, where is Europe? Is that the same place as today? So guess where it says Europe. And so I don't know if these names were the same, because again, they start changing maps because they don't want people to know stuff, and they want us to just be willfully ignorant. But I don't want to be willfully ignorant. I want to know the truth, and I want to know the truth now, the real truth, how it was, what happened, what did y'all do, and how can we fix what the fuck y'all done? Because it's weird that people wake up every day and they still think that they should just be out here, fucking up the earth. That's strange to me. So, Europe is a continent located in the northern hemisphere, mostly east of the Atlantic Ocean, which the Atlantic Ocean is the same ocean that I'm from Delaware. That's the Atlantic Ocean. New York, New Jersey, all down that line. So we share a ocean, but y'all trying to tell me we 100,000 miles away. United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Greece, all the people that created the problems. So y'all moved from over to Africa, you went somewhere, and then y'all started creating a whole lot of problems. Now, whose tribe are they from? Because that's what I want to know. Whose tribe is the people from the United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, and Greece? Because if you look up etymology, it's always these mother suckers that are a key component of English. It's them every time. So y'all moved away. That means, did y'all get kicked out of the land because y'all did something wrong? That would be what it seemed like to me, because then y'all kept doing shit wrong. You didn't wake up and think that, oh, I shouldn't do this or I shouldn't do that. Like y'all area, United Kingdom, France, Germany, Italy, Spain, Greece, all y'all seem like y'all have been a problem since y'all migrated anywhere. So why did y'all have to migrate? What was y'all doing? That would be a question that I would want to know. I'm sure somebody know. I'm sure they didn't put that, anywhere where we gonna have to dig for that. But I'm gonna just say, God, show us what they did, because literally these are the ones. Every time something happens, remember Germany had a big issue. Why? Spain, them is the people wanting to go to battle and send people here and there, and then all of a sudden they was conquering, migrant. It's them. It says, and many more, about 40 to 50 countries, depending upon how you count borders. So whoever else is in the part of the 40 or the 50. Geographically, Europe is west of Asia, north of Africa. And she said, run to Mars now. It seemed like they were messing stuff up and attempted to run away, like they trying to run to Mars. Yeah, and ain't gonna run nowhere, but they ass right into hell. That's all where they going. They going to, you know how I said when God created the heavens and the stars above, and he also created the abyss, all them sent them to the abyss, the down. Because if y'all ain't sick of them, I'm sick of them. You know what? And the reason why, I'm going to tell you why. Last night I was sitting here and I was listening to something like, it said, if you like this, go to this place. If you like this, go to this place. If you like this, if you, just the wonders of the world, right? And then I'm just sitting over here like, God created so much wonderful and amazing things for us to see. But because these people are so fucking racist and just nasty, it's almost like we can't do certain things, or they want to make it hard for us to do certain things. And God didn't make it like that. Like, can you imagine what the world would be if it was just you able to live it the way that God gave it, and not the corruption and the bullshit that these people are doing? Like, I don't know how many people just wake up every day and then the first thing you hear, even when you tap into the system, like, first of all, y'all already created a lot of bullshit here. Like, the life that we should actually have, we don't. Why? Because y'all destroyed the buildings. Y'all destroyed the technology, and then here y'all come trying to give us, just be okay with this. Why, when God gave us better? She said, beautiful, I can imagine. That's what I'm saying. God gave us better. And now we just have to be okay with living however these people basically decide. No, God, get them, please, and thank you. It don't make no sense that people was allowed to live here 200 to 4,000 to 400,000 years before their fuckery came along, and everything was fine. Mind you, it's like a lot of your children and children's children can't even imagine the doors that God had opened for them, your family, and everything else before these people 10,000 years then got they bullshit into the system. I don't like that. Because as I'm starting to sit here and think, and this is also the other part, ignorance is really bliss. Because when you willfully ignorant and you don't realize that 200 to 400,000 years is a long ass time, and fucking 10,000, less than 10,000. These people ain't been here less than 10,000 years. 4,000 years. The Bible ain't even 4,000 years old, if that. And mind you, it's the amount of corruption that has been also placed in the system. Mind you, because I don't think we look at it like that. I think we look at it as like a collective of a whole. No, it's this portion of time that they've been fucking up, and this portion of time that we've been here. And so it's like the maps. They make everything look smaller than it is for them, for us, and then bigger for them. Like, ain't no reason why Russia on the map should be bigger than Africa. Mind you, in my mind, I'm trying to tell y'all, this has to have been the Garden of Eden. Like, literally, if you go through and you play the whole biblical everything out, like, it had to have been one land. And so now it is like the dynasties have control of the land, and then we just sitting idly by and watching it. Meanwhile, God gave us codes. 43, 432,000 is a real number. 432,000. That would also mean that it was longer than that, because literally, if they're saying that, then if God already gave us 432,000, that's the amount that the kings, the reign that they had before. And I can go right back over here to yesterday. 432. That would mean that there's 432,000 years that was already established on this earth. So that means that those numbers still ain't even right, because literally over here it gave us, let me see, where is it at? It's right in what I read to y'all yesterday. And I gave y'all each one. Even after, and this is how, and I swear, I think this is God's way of trying to show us the time, the real time, because it has to be right. If they gave us 432,000 years already ahead of time, this is why I'm telling y'all, these people, the mind fuckery of it all. Alilam is Iridia. He was 28,000 years. Alan Degar, Iridia, 36,000. Bad Tibera, 43,200 years. No, that's the first one. So there was two of them. Another one, 28,800 years. The Muns, the Shepherd, Bad Tipperer, 36,000 years. Lark, 28,800 years. Sipar, 2,100 years. Zarupa, 18,600 years. Equals up to 432,000 years. I told y'all it turns into a 9. Even when I put it for the years of Jubilee, it turned into a 9. The Jubilees are 50 years. Every 50 years, there's a Jubilee. Y'all wouldn't know that. Why? Because they took it out of the Bible. They don't want you to know that. Then it goes down here, and it goes, Jusher. Let me break out my calendar, my calculator, because this could also be another important thing. Calculator. All right, so clear that out. It was 8,640, I think. All right. So now we got 1,200 plus. And that's Jusher. Alina, 960 plus. Hey Mike, welcome. Thank you for being here. Naglishima 960. Clear. Hold on. 1,200 plus 960 plus 670 plus enter Anna 420 plus Baboon 300 plus Funum 840 plus Calibum 900 plus Calum 840, another 840 plus Zaquab ZUQAQIP 900 plus 600 at tab 600 plus Mashad 840 plus Arwan 720 plus Etana of Kish 1,500 plus Balil 400 plus Enmi Nuna 660 plus Melkish 900 plus Barshal Nuna 1200 plus Zemung 140 plus Tizakar 305 plus Eluku 900 plus Estatum 1200 plus Imegbarji 900 plus Age of Kish 625 equals that's 17,920. 920. All right. So with that being said, clear. 4,320,000 plus 17,920 equals 4,400, no, 449,900 years already that exist on Earth with just these kingdoms and these dynasties. So that also means that the Earth is probably older than what the fuck they're talking about. Then it goes into other dynasties. What happens after that? We got 420 years for Emerker, Lagubana, and then we got Dazmiz and the fisherman 100 years, and then Gilgamesh. They're looking for Gilgamesh right now. That tells you that literally they believe this. So if they believe it, then what should you do? Know that it's true. So now we're gonna add plus 420 years plus 1,200 years plus 100 years plus 126 years equals 4,501, 7,666, 451,766. Now, after Gilgamesh, and they're looking for Gilgamesh right now because something important is about Gilgamesh that is pertaining to these people. What happened? What happened after? What happened after Gilgamesh? After Gilgamesh, then the last king, they're trying to say that he is a historical timeline, but Gilgamesh comes from the mythical timeline as well. So make it make sense. It's like the dragon that exists on the fucking Chinese zodiac. That's mythical, but also the only thing that's there with all the other real entities and beings. So then it says after Gilgamesh, the mystic heroes fade out. So Gilgamesh was real. Was Gilgamesh real? Which they also call Gilgamesh something else. They call him what else? Most scholars think there was likely a real kingdom behind the legend. So how you get a real dude behind a bunch of mystical ass shit? It don't make sense. Gilgamesh is the crossover between the human race and the fucking what they call the gods race. So make it make sense. He's listed as Sumerian king, which mixes historical rulers with mystic figures. Mind you, timeline still running. The Earth is even older because if they talking about 400,000 years, mind you, I'm already at 4,500. 451,000, sorry. 451,766. So what happened, the timeline don't start at the Bible, y'all, but our timeline starts at the Bible. Why? Because that's what's in our brains. That's what we have been programmed to think. But mind you, I told you, even the White House is on stolen land. It told y'all that people was there before they got there. But mind you, their timeline starts at whoever the dude is that's in this book that I got over here, and they said that he was the one that owned the land. No, the hell he didn't. No, he did not. So then it's saying the Epic of Gilgamesh adds mythological elements such as being 2/3 divine, superhuman strength, friendship with wild men created by the gods, encounter with the immortals. Mind you, the immortal thing also plays out in the Bible because eating from the tree of life and something or another. But mind you, if you go look at the other story, it tells you that he didn't want them to eat in their fallen state. So a tree of immortality must be here. Where? Um, but also tells you about things beforehand. So where did he come? Is it Nimrod? I think that's what they call him. Is he associated? He Okay, so yes, in some traditions and modern interpretations, Gilgamesh is sometimes associated with Nimrod, but this is not a confirmed historical link. It's a theory identification, not an established fact. So both were early mighty kings. Gilgamesh, legendary king of Urk in Mesopotamian tradition. Nimrod described in Genesis as a mighty hunter in your Bible, and founder of cities like Babel, Akkad, and Nevia. Both are placed in Mesopotamia and ancient Iraq region. Both are linked to early city building and kingship traditions. Mesopotamia myths like Gilgamesh, biblical. Y'all, it's the missing time that is before that. All of this that they're saying is mythological existed during the same exact time. So literally, they want you to think, thank you. They trying to get us to think that where's my stuff at? I didn't find it yesterday, but we're gonna find it today. Um, y'all, the thinking cap should be telling y'all at this moment in time that some things is not adding up. And so either you can continue to keep listening to what these people are trying to tell you, or you can start listening to the what is actually proven in history and through time, and that you can see. Oh, right there. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much. Human beings were here already before the Bible existed, before the people came along with the stories. Jesus ain't but 2,000 years old on our timeline. So somehow y'all should start, putting it in your mind that something is off. Thank you. Something is off, and they want to continue to keep you thinking small. But we got to think big and outside of the box that they want to put you in. And everything that I'm telling you, you could go look it up. And I can almost promise you that if I told you any lies right now, I would already been kicked off of this bitch. I'm still talking. They ain't said nothing. So go look it up. Because they like to kick me off for, anything. And she said, yo. Period. Because everybody know. Like, they kicked me off this bitch quick. Like, you're saying this. Ain't said nothing but the truth. It's all right here. You can go look it up. You can look up the timeline from this person to this person and this person, and we can damn sure almost tell you who did what. Now, what we can do about it, I'm still working on that with God, because like I keep saying, mind you, you know what God told me yesterday? Literally in the middle of the night of me talking, I keep saying, God, why you, because I'm asking for the truth, right? And God pointed to me, and when I keep telling y'all, like, this should be above my pay grade, God told me stop saying that. Because technically you getting it, it's your grade. And so if it's wrong, you can prove that it would be wrong. If it's right, you will be proving that it's right. So I'm putting you right where I'm putting you. Stop saying that. Because in my mind, I'll be like, how do you, like, the untangling of the brain. It's hard to see how the timeline is older than the Bible. Like, it's kind of hard to unravel in your brain. But guess what? Once you unravel it and once you start to see it, Nigger High Destroyer, I think that's basically a slur. But hi, welcome, thank you for being here. So Mike, you already see who that is. He got it listed as Kneeger, but literally you can read what it said. So Mike, if he start talking crazy, kick his ass out real quick. And Desmond, hi, welcome, thank you for being here. Because I don't understand why people be with the slurs, but meanwhile, you just a light skinned one. That's what you're gonna have to start telling these people. Like at this point, you just whatever you say is you. You just a lighter skin one. So however you want to carry it and bring it, we can do whatever you want to do. Okay, because everybody has to understand where you came from. And you know what they said even about racism and things of that nature? They said that people with that are racist, their brains are regressing. Like it makes them. Matter of fact, let me not lie to y'all. Let me tell you what it say. What happens? What's the effects of racism on the brain? Matter of fact, I ain't even gonna look it up. Go look it up for your damn self because I ain't gonna help you. Good, same, same, same. Look what I can do to you though. Get you gone. You don't even get to talk. See what I'm saying? You already tried it. This is how quickly I can get you gone. You have no power. You hold no weight. Gone. Blinking of eye. Gone. See you bye. I'm gonna just go ahead and help you out. We just gonna put you in timeout so you don't even get started. That's what I love. I love being able to control things, right? Because guess what? Myself indeed. This is how quickly I can actually shut you up. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I must have made the people mad. It's okay. I done kicked two people out in the last minute and one put one on mute. Guess what? So do with that information what you will, because you ready, so am I. All right, y'all. Let me go back. So, mind you, again, it talks about after Gilgamesh, and Gilgamesh is in the Bible. As y'all see, as Nimrod. Sorry, Nimrod is what they have it, but they're saying that they think that that's the same, you know, ish, the same person. Attempts to align ancient Mesopotamian history with biblical narrative traditions, but academically they are treated as separate figures from different literary traditions. Mind you, same. Okay, so ancient legend blending over time, Mesopotamian myths like Gilgamesh, biblical genealogies like Nimrod and Genesis 10, later Jewish, Islamic, and medieval interpretation. Sometimes, okay, so let me see. They already trying it. All right, I knew they was coming because whoever it is, they trying to spam my channel. But look how fast I got you going too. So there you go. Don't even worry about it. Call your mother, please, and thank you. Call your mom, because I ain't it. We gonna put you on timeout because you don't know how to be quiet. Oh, y'all so sad and mad. Y'all was waiting, wanting y'all. Y'all didn't even know I was already on go today. It wasn't no nothing gonna happen to the point where I wasn't gonna be able to miss y'all. I was gonna make sure I was gonna see y'all. So y'all sent like 32 people, and I mind you, I'm gonna kick all y'all out. I'm not even gonna give you the opportunity to come back. I'm just gonna kick you out. The same one that your mom is from. Ask your mom where she from. And then I'm gonna report you. I'm gonna report you for being over here trying to spam my channel. On top of that, period. Mike got him. Report them. Report them. Like, I ain't even playing. I'm just gonna report you. Abby, they on 10 right now. They just said like 32 people over here. Like, they just spammed the shit out of my channel. Yo, I am cracking up. Report. Take your whole page. Yes, and thank you. Thank you, Mike. Yo, I am cracking up. They be so mad when you start telling the truth, huh? Oh, report. Yep. Get your whole channel took. I am cracking up. Mike, oh, Mike, thank you. I'm glad you see him, right? Y'all, we dealing with something right now. They done sent the whole entire bot system over here to my channel. Like, literally, they going crazy over here. Like, they went one after the next. Anyway, see what happened when you start telling the truth. All of a sudden, they just start getting mad. Anyway, so everybody has it. It says Jewish, Islamic, and medieval interpretation. So just so y'all know, she said I'm over here. Hold on, Abby. We got another one. We got another one. Mike, thank you. Y'all on 10 today. Y'all is so sad. All I'm gonna do, hide you and report you. Hide you and report you. Report. I hope that this shows YouTube that I'm actively over here. I must be doing something right because y'all is definitely on my today. They came in droves. They got their whole team. They said get her. When you told me to watch them, they came out of the woodwork. I'm trying to tell you, like, Abby, they is over here like on it. But guess what? Don't matter. We got them. And they being reported. So all I'm doing is reporting them and making sure that they realize they ain't gonna do nothing but get all their stuff taken. And one thing that the person did, I can't wait until y'all start getting locked up for actually like gang stalking and whatnot. I can't wait till y'all start getting locked up for that. Yeah, yeah, I got subscribers on. They're subscribing to my channel to do this. Yeah, I got it on. You know, I make sure I do that because I be making sure they do extra work. They gotta do extra work to come over here. I am not playing with them. Somebody, they be mad at me because, like I said, I just be telling the truth. I ain't said nothing wrong. I guess I must have hit on something when I start saying everybody got it. Like, whatever the link is, they must be mad because why she figuring it out. That's why I told y'all from the gate. I love life. I don't want to, like, I got other places that I want to go all throughout the world. Don't be mad at me because I can see that this timeline ain't matching what y'all talking about. So, yes, prophecy being played out biblically, but guess what? Also, we existed long before that book came about. Thank you. And all I've been doing is reporting them. And mind you, somebody must have update equipment or somebody must have update somebody either uploaded or updated their equipment or somebody hired somebody else to come over here and do that because they've been on 10, like literally on 10. Mind you, and I'm sure, like I said, because I've been reporting them. Literally. So you they got to see that this is happening to my channel. So that means that they should be paying attention that this is going on. Because that's how many Mike now in the past in the past 2 minutes. It been like 10 of them. Like they going crazy over here right now. Y'all don't be mad at me. Talk to God about it, okay? Because this is happening and it's real. This is existing and it's real. The timeline ain't adding up. If people been on Earth this long, how many who created the this, and we can see who did it because during whatever migration period, and we can see the countries that did it. So this is what I got to say. if that's the case and those countries didn't want to be a part of, society and life, why didn't they just take their people, anybody that wanted to be over there, and just stay over to those places? Because to me, I feel like if that's where y'all went, y'all should have stayed there. Why migrate y'all asses back into regular, in society where people don't want to be mean and nasty? That's the part that I don't get. Why did y'all have to bring y'all narrative over here? And I'm not even saying nothing, biblically about the book, only because you can tell that the book is playing out right now. It was almost like God giving us a warning. God was giving us a warning into, the simulation and the situation. Majestic Grace, they making the same exact pages. Like I'm telling you, somebody is on overtime. Like I said, and all I'm gonna do is keep reporting they asses. So sooner or later, they should start paying attention and see where it came from. Because last time it is definitely disturbing. It is definitely disrupting. And so, yeah, I gotta keep reporting them because that's all I'm gonna keep doing. So then that way they can see it and call it a day. But how many was that? A lot. But anyway, that tell you that I must be on the right track. Must be totally on the right track because ain't no way y'all done sent 9 billion bots over this bitch for a person that ain't telling the truth. Mind you, if you notice, my channel they ain't said nothing on the you giving out this type of information. They ain't said nothing at. Apparently. But mind you, they would already said, oh, you're saying the wrong you and I ain't said nothing that ain't real. I ain't said nothing that ain't nobody able to go look at. But mind you, they want to keep disrupting because of the fact that it's a real message. So there's that. Exactly. Just go ahead and ban them. Whoever that is just came in, just put them on timeout because fuck them. Yup. Yup. Just keep doing that. Because don't nobody need to talk. Matter of fact, no, because I want to talk to y'all. Because I was gonna say I can actually shut the whole damn chat down, but I don't like to shut my chat down because I don't like them being able to win. Because fuck them. So anyway, it says Gilgamesh is likely based on real Sumerian king, later mythologized, but mind you, cross between this side and that side. So that also lets you know that everything else on that side was actually correct because how did they get the timeline? Nimrod is a biblical figure. Why would they think that they're the same though? That's the other part. Why would they come off as the same behavior? Why would they think that they are the same? But anyway, then after that, the timeline started to go into like how when they say that the human lifespan started to change and it's got less and less and less. So when these ruled thousands of years, then delete them. Let me see, because we're gonna need help. When these ruled thousands and thousands of years, then the other ones started. It was like they started reigning less and less time. Yeah, exactly. They started reigning less and less time, which ended up, yep, right here. Report. And so it's like also like with the human lifespan, it started to go, down and down and down and down and down. But whose narrative does that help though? And why is that also a thing? So let me go back over here. There's something that's also happening because they get ready to tell y'all that they found something that they didn't find. And mind you, I happened to see that this morning. So we're gonna go back up here. Let's see. So there's no separate origin of where the people came from, just so y'all know. White people, black people, none of the above. all humans originally evolved from Africa. 300,000 is 200 or 300 or 400,000 years ago. They're saying 300,000 years ago here. But I'm telling you, mine just said, even from me adding that up, 449,920. But that's not even adding the other kings that came after that they can prove that actually ruled. So technically, I'm over 449,000. Mind you, let's see what this breaks down to, because if there's Jubilee, man, I do not know. Somebody. I'm trying to tell you, they got all my shit just ringing, 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 ringing. Like, what the hell is happening? What the hell is this? Yes. All right. So we got that. Get them out the way. All right. So then we're over here. Y'all. There's so much stuff that's happening right now, but I keep trying to tell y'all. In my mind, I swear it's just one person that is just mad that I won't pay them no mind. Like, that's what I feel like it really is. So everybody originated from the same exact place. They all share the same ancestors, mind you. But they talking about biblically, but mind you, it go back even further than that. That's the weirdest part. So, because you have to remember, again, we talking about biblically it's not even 4,000 years, but people done been here 300,000 years. So where are they getting? Maybe that's the story that they're talking about, but what made them, something ain't adding up, y'all. That's just what I'm gonna say. Because even when it talks about as they evolved and as they moved away, those regions had less sunlight, UV exposure over thousands of years. Natural selection favored, but how's it over 1,000? Oh, over a thousand. So 1,000 is not 100,000. So that would be their time. Because it's given natural light, but basically somebody wanting to corrupt the system with, oh, you're fairer skinned or it looks better. But meanwhile, the thing is that the universe technically don't like y'all. The lighter skin, the more like the cancer in the sun rays of lighter skin, like burning of the skin. So the planet was designed for you to have melanin, but when you went and did whatever it was, the evolution of it, then I don't know. So take it how it resonates. Either way, this shit ain't but 5 to 10,000 years old. I can tell you that. And it was a whole earth and world before this shit. So it says early Europeans were likely, yep, something about natural selection. I just like, yeah. So early Europeans were likely darker or mixed skin tone, mind you, still Europeans, but they're called, for some reason it's like they're adopting their locations and not adopting the collective, which is weird to me. Period. So they're adopting their locations, which is weird because early Europeans, you're not European. You went there, whatever land you went to, but you were already from this location. So that's kind of strange. What made them start to do that? What made them start to want to, it's like self-identify with the land instead of with God? Is that not correct? Did I word that right? Because that's what it seemed like. If you move to Europe and you're African, you're not European. You're still African. You just moved there. You see what I'm saying? you still would come from this location, but for some reason they started to now try to create a separation of something, and it don't make sense, because if it wasn't a separation for 200,000 years or 300,000 years or 400,000 years even, because if this calculation is right and it's 449,000, that means 439,000 years everybody self-identified as the same, one nation under God. Mind you, what was I thinking last night? Because it was something else. Because it is one nation under God, just not the way they do it. One group under God. But anyway, whatever they did. So anyway, roughly 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, especially after farming diets reduced from vitamin D intake from food. Y'all hear that? It literally is right here. I didn't even know that was there. It says roughly 5,000 to 10,000 years ago, especially after farming diets reduced vitamin D intake from food. So white skin is a recent adaptation in human evolution, not a separate origin or separate human type. Same human, same core, same everything, just and of evolution. So I wonder why this happened. Let me see. What is this? Because I didn't even know that was there. Let me see this. So it says key misunderstanding to avoid. It's not accurate to think lighter humans came from somewhere else, because they came from the same thing. So why do they think they came from somewhere else? Why do they not? Why do they think that they came from somewhere else? Because chat, like this chat, and chat be lying, but chat is even saying that. So let me see what this is, because why does it have something to do with milk? That's crazy. Mind you, the thing that I heard before, let me go to Google. I'm going to go to Google because I want Google to tell me what this is. Because why is it saying that? I was listening to something and it said that the man, one of them, RCs people, the people that be seeing control and stuff, they said that this man only been to two places and one of them had to do with something about some milk. What is up with white people and milk? Why would this change genetics? It say, and this is Google. Google says white skin evolved as a genetic adaptation to low UV light environments. Why would these people be talking about? Remember they said blocking the sun and some other shit? This is crazy. Accelerated, it says low UV light environments accelerated when farming diets low in vitamin D and clothing reduced natural vitamin D synthesis. This allowed better UV absorption to prevent skeletal diseases like rickets, which were deadly in northern latitudes. Dietary shifts. So it says why genetics change, the vitamin D connection. Dietary shifts when populations transition from hunter-gatherer diets to high vitamin D, fish, meat, and farming, low vitamin D, grain-based, they lost a key source of nutrients. Northern migration, as humans moved away from the equator, less sunlight meant less vitamin D could be synthesized. The problem, dark skin, high melanin prevents UV rays from penetrating in low sunlight environments. This results in chronic vitamin D deficiency, leading to high miscarriage rates and skeletal deformities. Dark skin, high melanin prevents UV rays from penetrating in low sunlight environments. Why would they have went there? This is the thing. So to me, something had to have happened, because if everybody was peaceful, and then all of a sudden you went somewhere, and then you started to having to adapt to environment, why would you have went there? It says the adaptation is a mutation that reduced melanin production. Lighter skin provided a survival advantage by allowing the body to maximize vitamin D production from the sunlight. So white skin is an adaptive trait. It is a genetic workaround for producing vitamin D in lower sunlight regions, not a lack of pigmentation. Y'all, they would be trying to block the sun in order to turn everybody white. That would be the only reason why you would want to do that. That don't make sense. But mind you, it's a mutation. It says a new human trait. Many genetic studies indicated that light skin in Europe is a a relatively recent development, becoming prevalent long after the farming began. Often aided by migrations from the steppe, a result of convergence evolution, similar yet distinct genesis or genesis, like it says SLC24A5 and SLC45A2 for light skin developed in different populations facing similar environmental pressures. So basically, it was a way for them to survive. Otherwise, they would have died. Let's see. What is this? What is this? And then meanwhile, you out here getting ready lose your life and whatnot, and then you got time to be arguing with somebody. What is this? All right, so it says, and mind you, I'm still on Google, just so y'all know. It says SLC24A5 and SLC45A2 are genes primarily relatable or responsible for determining light skin pigmentation in people of European ancestry. There are similar they are similar in that they are both major determinants of skin color by influencing melanin production and melanocytes, but distinct in their specific functions. SLC24A5 regulates melanosome calcium concentration, while SLC45A2 regulates melanosome pH. Um, So share role, both are major pigmentation related genes, aims, ancestry, informative markers that affect the synthesis of melanin. Both show up high frequencies of specific derived mutated aliasless in European populations, which cause, hey gays, welcome, thank you for being here, which causes lighter skin, hair, and eyes. Distinct function. It says SLC 24. That's it's not right though. SLC 24A5 NCKX5 encodes a cation exchanger that plays a key role in the gold zebrafish color and human mutations. In this gene, genes are responsible for about 1/3 of the skin tone differences between Europeans and West Africans. SLC45A2 NATP involved in transporting molecules necessary for melanin production within melanocytes. It is the more specific marker for distinguishing certain populations such as Sri Lankans from Europeans compared to SLC24A5. Evolutionary context, the light skin variant of SLC24A5 A1111T was likely introduced to Europe by farmers from the Near East 8,000 to 7,000 years ago. The SLC, hold on. It say the light skin variant of SLC 24A5 A111T was likely introduced by Europe by farmers. Y'all, whatever this is, it has something to do with like how the food, even now with the kids. So that's what that sound like. Because introduced by farmers, they had to have ingested whatever it was. And mind you, as I was reading this, I kept hearing gene splicing. And so it says eventually becoming nearly fixed in modern Europeans. So it got introduced a long time ago by the farmers, because why else would it have been introduced by farmers? It had to have been something that they was using or something that was in the ground. And then it says these genes highlight how similar biological goals, lighter skin for vitamin D production in low light environments, can be achieved via different distinct genetic mechanisms. Let's see something. Because, why not? Is all right, so I asked this thing, what is gene splicing? It says gene splicing is a biotechnology technique where scientists cut and edit DNA and then rejoin it in a new way. So gene splicing equals removing, adding, or rearranging parts of DNA to change how an organism functions. Think of DNA like a long instruction manual. Gene splicing is like cutting out a page, inserting a new page, or combining pages from different manuals. So cut DNA using special enzymes called restriction enzymes, insert and modify a gene, a DNA segment. Glue DNA back together using another enzyme called DNA ligase, Ligase. The modified DNA is placed into a cell to grow or express new traits. So what it's used for, gene splicing is used in medicine, making insulin for diabetes. Oh, delete whoever that is, please. Cause I don't know what happened to my thing. It's not scrolling down because I would have just deleted it. She said Jaguar Wright said troll. Oh yeah, they already have me. I already know. Delete whoever that is. Thank you. Thank you. Cause I was trying to get them, but and you Gary had delete them too. Cause right now my computer done went crazy, so I can't even get over there fast enough. They would have already had me jacked up. Cause what the hell is this? Mind you, so is the other thing. That what we talked about before. People coming and trying to get on your damn nerves. So it's definitely a thing. So apparently somebody that entered my name into the system. They said get her, y'all. Meanwhile, that ain't gonna matter because for all intents purposes, we just gonna put you on mute. All right, I had to refresh my page. So we'll see. Now it says making insulin for diabetes, developing vaccines. It also talks about period, Mike. Thank you. Gene therapy research. Mind you, remember what Oh my God. So all it just made me think was that, because how the person is saying about the vaccines, vaccinations and things of this nature. And remember, this man been telling us that the vaccination. So that's what they've been out here trying to do, basically, is what it seemed like. God, please get them. Like, I'm so sick and tired of these people. Like, it don't make no sense. Like, it got to be the nastiest of nastiest for you to be out here just not caring. And who would be behind that? Developing vaccines. Remember, I said that's also all of a sudden a bunch of parents came to my channel that kids had, autism. Why? If it wasn't a thing at another point in time, why would it be a thing now? So it says also agriculture created. It's like when I was growing up, girls were normal size. But then after behind me, it was also girls that looked like they this age and you developing faster. All of this stuff. And mind you, like I said, it ain't even that old. These people ain't even been here every bit of 10,000 years, not even that, and still and corrupted the whole entire system. Like, what do we got to do? Like, God, what we got to do to get them up out of here? Because literally, like, they done did a whole run too. We won't make it past a certain point in time if we keep letting them do what they're doing. Because in 10,000 years, they done literally, less than 10,000 years, they done fucked up the whole system. Doing a bunch of weird shit. And mind you, let me ask another question, because does that mean that if you splice DNA, does that make it different? Because does that make it a different species? Like, you know what I'm saying? It says no, splicing DNA does not automatically make something a different species. What gene splicing actually does, gene splicing or gene editing usually changes one or a few things. Adds, removes, or edits like diseases, resistance, eye color, or research models. Leaves the organism's overall genetic identity mostly the same. So its organism is still fundamentally the same species. So it still comes from the same location. But mind you, the fact that the matter is, because remember they started changing people's eye colors and things of that nature too. Remember Tiny had got that done. So you already know this exists. What defines a species in biology, a species is generally defined as a group that can interbreed naturally, produce fertile offspring. Small DNA changes do not usually break that ability. So if you splice a gene into a plant resistant insects, it is still the same species of plants. It's just a genetically modified version of it. That's why all of a sudden everything was GMO. Same with animals and research. A mouse with edited DNA, is still a mouse. So when it could contribute to a new species over time, a new species only formed if genetic changes accumulate over many generations. Populations become reproductively isolated, so they can no longer successfully interbreed. That process normally takes thousands to millions of years, and we've had thousands. Um, in nature, gene splicing alone does not do this. All right, so I want to ask this, because to me, we can't be the same group of fucking people. Ain't no fucking way. This would be because then you got to remember, for some reason, I want to think of the Cabbage Patch Kids. Like, All right, let's see. Well, needless to say, it's clear that I got a new group of people on my ass. They done went from one page to the next. So somebody over on my other pages now. I am cracking up. Y'all. Let's see. I said, could this have been done? Meaning a new species, right? It says, no, not by itself. Gene splicing or gene editing, like see CRISPR. Why have I heard of this before? CRISPR at CRISPR, recombinant DNA techniques. Oh my God, these mother suckers! Please stay off my page. Y'all, this is just ludicrous. Let me see what this is. Cause why, Lord, can you get them? Lord, get them. See, this is what I be saying when I be saying that shit, and then God be like, "Don't think like that." Cause in my mind, I be thinking, if you're not gonna do the right thing with your behavior, then God should get you going. That's what I'll be thinking. Ain't no way you could be that much of a nasty. It's not making sense, not adding up. All right, so dun, 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 and now I gotta go look up CRISPR because I know I've seen that before. Can change traits, disease resistant eye color proteins, insert or remove specific genes, but it does not automatically create a reproductively isolated population, which is a key requirement for a new species. Why it doesn't instantly create a new species requires reproductive isolation. They can't successfully breed with the original population. They can't successfully breed with the original population. Many coordinated genetic changes across the whole genome. Stable inheritance across generations. Gene editing usually changes one gene or a small set of genes, not a whole reproductive system. So the organism is still biologically the same species. So still just light skinned blacks. So do with that information what you will. In theory, yes, but only under very specific conditions. So could it eventually lead to a species? It says in theory, yes, but only under very specific conditions. If a population of edited organisms is bred separately for many generations, they accumulate enough differences, they become reproductively incompatible with the original group, then over time that could contribute to a specification. But that's a long evolutionary process, not something gene splicing does instantly. It says important distinction: gene splicing, targeted genetic modification, the world specification, long-term evolutionary divergence of populations. Um, Probably. I mean, because the Bible definitely is very gay, like I said. So I told my aunt that the other day, and she is a definitely grew up, and she said, she didn't disagree. They're related tools, processes, but not the same thing. All right, so all I'm gonna tell y'all is this: look into the fact that this situation, this simulation is less than 7,000 years old. All right, 7,000 to 8,000 years old. It's less than 10 all the way. Mind you, human beings, we have been here 200 to 400,000. My calculations just on what they said beforehand is at 449,920. That's not even including the people that came in, and that could be the Bible adding that 4,000 and then to whatever is now. Anyway, long story short, the timeline ain't adding up. And if you have a mind to think on your own, ask yourself, why did the world prosper and grow 400 and something odd years, or 300 and something odd years? I don't give a damn. 200 and something odd years. Take it to the lowest end or to the extent of it if you like. But why did the world prosper all those many hundreds of thousands of years before whatever the separation was with the genetically modified or the missing chromosome or whatever the hell happened, genetically, the light-skinned blacks, because they're only light-skinned blacks. The system, the simulation is showing that they all come from the same version. They're only lighter because of a genetic mutation. They're light-skinned black people. They're not of a different species. They're not of a different creed. They're all light-skinned blacks. And only within the past 500 years or so, give or take a little bit, because it's less than, but has a difference or differentiation, I don't know, whatever the word is, difference in what black people are or what white people are, or a distinction has been. That has been less than 500 years. There is no curse that was put on the black people for nothing, because the Bible had already played itself out. The Bible is only 4,000 years old. So they lied. It is all meant to make you think smaller. Meanwhile, the world is so much bigger, but also smaller than what the fuck they saying. Excuse my language. So do with that information what you will. But once you actually look into it and once you see it, you can't unsee it. And maybe that might be the curse that we need to uplift off of humanity. Because for some reason, they got everybody put in this little bubble of whatever this Bible or whatever this book is of 4,000 years. Meanwhile, the earth is hundreds of thousands of years with people also actively living here before they start with the Adam and Eve shit. It was already people living here. Okay? So however you gotta rationalize that in your brain, however you gotta make it make sense, go look it up. But that is the curse that they put upon humanity. I promise you. Because literally, that's the only way it can be. But God was trying to make sure that even in their curse, that we actively knew you will be blessed from beginning till end if you pay attention to covenant. And spiritually, we are more spiritually connected to God than even when they gave us the books or anything else. So know that. And again, you ain't gotta believe shit I said. But mind you, I promise you I would have been kicked the fuck off here already if I had told you anything that wasn't true. So do with that information what you will. And I made it through a whole, it's 10:24. And I made it without them kicking me the fuck off. So I'm gonna be great with that. If you wish wish to donate towards my channel, like, comment, share, subscribe. That would do great, because I'm trying to get into the programs, creative rewards, all of these other programs that will help me be able to take care of myself, and that's my prayer between me and God. Also, if you wish to do anything else like superstars, super stickers, super chats, for all y'all, gifting is definitely appreciated and helps my channel, helps me. Also, if you wish to go any further with that, my GoFundMe and everything, all the links are in the bio. And go with God, always go with God. Be informed. Don't listen to what nobody else say, not even me. Go look it up for yourself. But be informed, because this is the biggest thing where they get to get us all the time by not being informed. Even if we don't know all the information, guess what? We can know the premise of it and then ask God for the rest. Okay? So I love y'all. Thank y'all for being here. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you're here with me, and I appreciate y'all every day for showing up, because again, God is good.